Right, so in this video I'm going to look at how to answer some simple direct proportion questions. So I've got two examples to do for you. The first one here is a nice simple one about pay. So basically we're told that Barbara is paid £18 and that's for working 4 hours. And the question first of all is how much will she be paid for 10 hours? Now probably the most simple way of doing this is actually to work out the unit value. So in other words, how much is she getting paid per hour, and then we can scale it up. Having said that, if these numbers go into each other quickly and nicely, then you could work it out a different way. So for example, if this said 8 hours, then if we know what it is for 4 hours, 8 is double 4, so it makes sense that she would get double the pay. But it doesn't, it says 10. So in this case, it's probably easier to go back down to 1 hour and then work out 10 hours. So to work out 1 hour, what we do is we take how much she got paid, which in this case is the £18, and we divide it by the number of hours that she worked, which is 4 hours. And if you do that, you get £4.50. And actually in this case, that's really useful for the second part of the question, which we'll come on to in a moment. But the question says how much will she be paid for 10 hours? We can then write, therefore, for 10 hours, that would be just £4.50. So if that's for every hour, all we do now is times that by 10. And that's a nice calculation to do, no calculator needed. We would therefore, Barbara would therefore get £45. Part B then, it now tells us that she gets paid £15, and this time the question's different because instead of working out how much she's going to get paid, what we've got to work out is actually how many hours she works. So she gets paid £15. Now I think it's probably quite clear to see this isn't going to be a whole number of hours, so we're going to have to do a bit of working out. So the way to do this one then is this time we know how much she gets paid per hour, and that's £4.50. So if we take our £15 and we divide it by £4.50, that tells us the number of hours. Okay, so 15 divided by £4.50 actually ends up giving us 3.3 recurring if you do it on your calculator. Now you should know that what that is, 3.3 recurring is 3 1/3. If you're doing it without a calculator, you can always use this as a fraction and kind of simplify it down and work it out that way as well. All right, but it's suffice it to say it's 3.3 hours. Now, we don't normally refer to hours as 3.3 hours or 3 1/3 hours. We normally use hours and minutes. So you'd then be expected to convert that into hours and minutes. Now we know there are 60 minutes in an hour, and if 0.3 is a third of 60 is 20, and therefore we know that she works 3 hours and 20 minutes. Okay, and that's quite a nice, simple, straightforward conversion to do. All right. Now that's that question. On the other side, here's one I prepared earlier. Is a question about best buys. Now this sort of comes under proportion, but it is quite a common question that comes up a lot at GCSE, and this is a simple example. So the question here, and it could be on a variety of different things, and actually I think this is really useful for real life when you go shopping in the supermarket. So this question here says 2 litres of milk are £3.80, 1.5 litres of milk are £2.70. Which is the best value for money? So which one is the best one to get? So 2 litres is £3.80, 1.5 litres is £2.70. So which one's the best one to get? Now, again, I would recommend that we go with the unit value here. So let's call these number 1 and number 2. So for number 1, 1 litre is, well, let's put 1 litre equals, okay, so if we do the £3.80 divided by 2, because it's 2 litres, so if 2 litres is £3.80, what's 1 litre? And in this case, 1 litre is actually £1.90. For scenario 2, 1 litre is equal to, same principle, so it's £2.70 divided by, now this time we're going to divide by 1.5 because we're 1.5 litres. And if we do that, we actually get £1.80. So the best buy is therefore actually buying the 1.5 litres, and you would need to write that down. So 3 dots mean therefore it is best to buy 1.5 litres of milk as it is cheaper. Okay, and that's all there is to it. Now there can be more complex situations with these questions, but on the whole this is the best way to do it. You want to convert everything to the same unit so that you can make your comparison, and don't forget at the end to put a little sentence, 3 dots for therefore, with a statement to back up your findings, okay, and then you'll get full marks for the question. Cool, thank you.